Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Tam, and I'm here to tell you about the Simply Tam Foundation for Artful Living. But first, I want to start with telling you a little bit about me. I was going through a rough period around 2008, 2009, and I remember being in my room one night, just really brokenhearted and trying to gather myself. And my mind went back to some poetry that I had written a few years earlier. So at this point, I needed something to literally save my life. And I went outside into the storage room and went into a hope chest that I kept out there. Now, why I kept my hopes in a storage room, that's a whole different story, right? But I went into the storage room and I got out some old poetry that I had written, and I found this one poem that really reflected what I needed in my life at the time, because I was in a very hurtful, tumultuous relationship. I decided to do something that was totally out of my element and go and recite this poem at an open mic, right? So so here I am at this open mic. So finally the lady, she called me up to the front and she wanted to know what my stage name or whatever was. And I said, well, I'm Tam. And she was like, no, what do you call yourself? Tam. You know, I didn't know what to say. And so she says, Simply Tam. And I was like, yeah, Simply Tam. So it stuck. Every time I was introduced, that's what she called me, Simply Tam. And I just kind of adopted it. And everywhere I went, people were like, well, I don't know why she calls herself Simply Tam, because ain't nothing simple about her poetry. And then somebody came up to me once and they wanted a CD of my poetry. And I thought, people actually put this stuff on CDs? Everything started from there. I was hitting a lot of open mics. I was, just doing everything that I could to live artfully. And so a couple of years later, I founded the Simply Tam Foundation for Artful Living, LLC. However, life and fear got in the way and it got put on hold. It and everything else went back into the hope chest. Stay tuned and I'll tell you what happens next.